Good day, everyone. This is CERT Instructor Ron. Hey, I want to talk to you about a very important subject. So, a lot of people may never get some sort of evacuation notice, but some of you might. With that said, what does that really mean? Um, so, when those things happen, whether it's a fire or impending flood that's coming your way or some disaster of some sort, they want to get you the heck out of there. Could be a hurricane, whatever. So it just depends on where you live to what happens. So when it happens, a lot of times you're going to get an alert on your phone. Some of you may, and some of you may not. So Lynn, on her phone, never got the notice. I got it 2 times last week. So there's this fire that's coming close, and we're told, evacuate. My neighbors start calling me and asking me what the heck's going on. So I called emergency management and said, here's the scoop. And so we didn't go because we weren't that close, but they wanted everybody, to evacuate just because if you got a lot of people getting the heck out of an area, you're going to get a jam here or there, and things could happen. People get stuck and die. So basically convergence. And so with that said, there are people that are very mischievous and deviant, so to speak. And what they'll do is, in California, just as an example, when there's evacuation notices that are going on somewhere nearabouts in this location, wherever that might be, and so they'll come to your house, knock on your door, and say, we got a fire closing in on you. They're dressed with the appropriate gear, and they look like they're legit. And they'll say, you got to get out of here. Your house is going to probably go up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And people grab these things and leave. And so what happens is they evacuate these people, and they think it's a legit order, and it's not. So they come in with the moving truck and steal your stuff. I don't know how much they get or whatever. Maybe they're looking for jewelry and all kinds of things. I don't know. But that does happen. So with that happening, if you're ever suspicious, the one thing I'd tell you to call, if the phone lines are up, call the police and see what they know, and be leery is what I'm going to tell you. And so there are times that those things happen, and they do that kind of stuff, so always be leery. Call somebody, fire department, police, whatever, unless the phone lines are dead. But go check it out. With that said, the other thing, I've covered this before, and that is that during times of disasters, the same thing will happen. People will come around, look official. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. You just never know. And so if you're suspicious and your phone is working, call emergency management, call the local police, the sheriff, wherever, and find out, hey, do you know who these people are and what agency they're working with, whether it's, first responders or some other organization, and just making wellness checks. So a lot of times what happens here where I live, when I say here in the great state of Oklahoma, that you've got these rural areas. And so you pull up to some farmer's house and there's been a disaster, they're already going to be leery. And so, you try to talk to these people and these farmers, and they're going to be leery because they've seen this kind of thing before, heard of it. And what they're going to try to do is get you to come out of your house and maybe rob you. So that's the thing to think about too. So those of you that are out there working in disasters, be very mindful when you go to approach these people. If there's several of you, don't all of you get out of the vehicle and go wandering around. Stay around your vehicle and send one person to the door to knock. And once you knock on that door, back up and don't look like you're getting ready to bull rush this person, because you might find yourself shot. So with that said, these are the couple of things I want to share with you today. So anytime you get an evacuation notice, if it's on your phone, I'm going to say it's probably legit. You just don't know how serious it is at that point in time. But if somebody knocks on your door and tells you, or gets on a bullhorn or something and says, get out of the area, if they're not marked, vehicle from emergency management, probably you need to be very leery. When I say that, cop car or fire truck or something like that, and dress properly. So, anyways, just check it out when it happens to you or you hear it. Check into it. Check the sources and see. If you don't have a phone, maybe the internet's still up. Check the internet, send an email, whatever. If you can Wi-Fi call, whatever, do that. But have all your stuff together, ready to go in an emergency. Have your pets with leases nearby, food for them, food for you, water for all of you, whatever, and keep extra money. And the reason we want that extra money is that there may be the electronics at the store that processes the card reader, whatever is down. So always keep some cash on hand. I would say if you live in one of those areas that's prone to the disaster of some type, whether it's flooding or whatever, fire, and anything else in between, always make sure you always have at least a half a tank of gas, because what happens is that if everybody's getting the heck out of there, the roads are going to be jammed. You never know. There could be utility poles that are down blocking road, but get out there and find an alternative route. In some cases, you may not be able to do that, so you just have to spend your time in traffic and hope you get out of there soon enough. But usually, it may not be well organized, especially with a fire and sweeping across roads and smoke and whatever. But yeah, seriously, get out there and see what you need to do to get out of there. You may have to go another direction and loop around somewhere to get to a main road. But that's what I had to do last week. We were given 2 evacuation notices. With that said, I got the notice on my phone. Lynn never did. And so she wouldn't have been aware of it unless she's watching TV. And so check your sources. Check out what's going on with the TV. Most of you, your phones may be working. Check the internet, call, whatever you got to do. But anyways, that's all I got. Just be wary of people running up on knocking on your door, like some people do, trying to get you out of there so they can get in your house and rob you while you're making way to safety. So with that in mind, always check those things out. And that's all I got. So if you got any comments, let me know. Like and subscribe. If you don't, okay. But I'll put other info out here for you. So God bless you and have a nice day.